not by birth, family but not by DNA. David.
Hey guys, it's Adam bringing you episode 1 of Unrelated at Birth on YouTube. So this episode we talk a little bit of wrestling, you know Dave loves that, a little bit of Harry Potter, some Halloween Horror Nights. We might even start to speculate which Hogwarts house certain NASCAR drivers belong in. So just a great example of the kind of stuff we're going to talk. We could talk about anything in any given week, who knows. Alright guys, enjoy episode 1.
To be unrelated at birth.
Well, normally this is where I'd say, welcome into Sideline Warning. You've got the golden voice of the Southeast coming to you live and in living color. I can't talk tonight. That's because I'm so jacked up. I'm jacked up on Mountain Dew. I'm excited to say, welcome into our brand new relaunched podcast, Unrelated at Birth. You will hear, as always, you've got the golden voice of the Southeast, Dave Adams, coming to you live and in living color all the way from the top of the state of Alabama in Harvest, Alabama. I'm not on top of my sports game anymore just because this isn't a sports podcast. This is a podcast about anything and everything. And I will always have my friend along, all the way from the House of Mouse. It was Thunder City, USA about 10 minutes ago. It's not anymore. From St. Cloud, the one, the only, the phenomenal Adam Russell. What's going on? Phenomenal brother.
Phenomenal brother. We've survived the lightning. Thank goodness. You guys should have heard it. We actually tried to record and then my power went out. So we had to take a break and get a second chance. Who knows what that podcast would have been. This one's going to be the best version, though, that we could possibly make, I have no doubt. The weather's passed. You're jacked on Mountain Dew.
I'm all jacked up on Mountain Dew.
We are ready to go. And I'm excited to be here, guys. I got to tell you, Dave and I have brainstormed this concept for a while. And we'll still talk sports. You'll hear in the first few episodes. You know, we'll definitely have sports be something we talk every now and then. But just the ability to open up the lines and talk about anything we want to. You know, and have something that appeals to a broader group of people and have something that has brought you guys here to listen. And we're really excited about it. I mean, this will be just about anything that we enjoy will be a topic.
Sports will be in there, of course,
yes,
just because you can't have me on a podcast and not talk sports. I hate to say it, but sports is kind of one of the things I talk a lot.
A lot. He likes it a lot.
All right, Jim. Adam will go geek out about puzzles, about books,
numismatics.
What?
Say it. Try saying that word. Numismatics.
Numismatis.
Oh, that's close enough. It's coin collecting. It's a fancy word for coin collecting.
Okay, Adam will geek out about coin collecting.
I will.
And you know, we'll geek out about YouTube channels. We'll geek out about pretty much anything. I'm one of those guys that, you know, and I'm a weird cat. I'm a weird because
no way.
I know, right?
Our listeners that know you are like, no, you're not. You're not
I know
weird.
You're normal, Dave. In high school, I didn't fit. You know, everyone had that crowd in high school, right?
Yeah.
I was a jock. I was in choir. I was in band, and I read comic books. So I fit into every category that a high school could have, except for maybe goth, because I was never in that category. But
I couldn't even picture that. Sorry. I was just trying to...
I mean, do you want me to be brooding and
emo
sad? Emo Dave.
Emo Dave. That's a good Halloween costume for you.
No.
Just to try it out for a day and see how it works.
I couldn't do it. Do it. I'm too upbeat, man. I can't do it.
Yeah, it's all that Mountain Dew.
Actually, it's Sun Drop tonight. Diet Sun Drop. So I've had to have something. You know, normally, usually I would record the podcast with bourbon in hand. But tonight, it's just not a bourbon night. It's a Sun Drop night.
A diet Sun Drop night.
Diet Sun Drop night because I gotta watch my dad bod.
See.
So, okay, for those of us those of you out there in podcast land who don't know us, who haven't listened to Sideline Warning before, who have just joined our Unrelated at Birth fold, we probably have to do some introductions. And there was a reason I was telling you about fitting into every category, but I'll do that in the introductions part. So, Adam, why don't you, since your name starts alphabetically first?
First name.
First name, right?
Last name, you would go first. Should we flip a coin?
No,
We're going to flip a coin.
Okay.
Live, quote unquote live. All right, I got one right here.
You have a coin?
I'm a numismatist. Of course I do.
Numismatist.
All right, heads or tails? Heads or tails?
Heads.
It's heads.
All right, so I go first or you go first?
You go first.
Okay.
It didn't matter. Do you realize now that it didn't matter what you
Yes,
said? I don't mind going first. I'm just giving you a hard time.
I will go first because, I mean, I'm first in everything. No, I'm just kidding. Except school, because you were the studious one of the group. Studious. So, I am a dad of dad and husband. My wife is the most important thing in the world. Amanda Adams. I am Dave Adams, 38-year-old who sports enthusiast, everything enthusiast. Big Alabama fan. I graduated from Alabama, and Adam and I met each other at Alabama. That's where we've known each other for going on 20 years now. We're old. But my girls, Ellie is 5, Harper is 1, about to be 2. She'll be 2 in October. They are amazing. Ellie is into dance. Ellie is into wrestling with me. Like, she watches WWE and everything. Harper, we just found out last week, is into baseball with me. So, funny story, side note. I was flipping through the channels the other night trying to find something good on TV, and the Braves game was on, and we got YouTube TV, so you see the logos of everything that's on. And she saw the Braves logo and said, "Daddy, baseball! Baseball! Stop!" I looked at Amanda and said, "I win times 2."
That's awesome. That's awesome.
So I have quote unquote brainwashed both of my girls. Ellie is a tomboy, girly girl. She loves, like I said, loves watching wrestling and dance. So she does everything. I am a buyer, procurement agent for Boeing, which I do defense contracting. I never thought in a million years I would be in the family business here in Huntsville. I went to school for broadcasting. That's where you hear it in my voice. I was trained to do stuff like this. But then when I got into the quote-unquote real world and was offered a contract or offered a job at a TV station, the numbers didn't match up what I thought they should in my head. So I went into something that I know I could support a family. My father is in defense contracting, and I've enjoyed every second of it now. I geek out about pretty much anything. The other thing I want everybody to know about me is I am first and foremost a follower of Christ. If you catch me slipping on something, please call me out on it, because I am not perfect. I want people to know that anything I do, I want to point the world towards Christ, and I know that I'm not perfect at it. And I want the, I guess, camaraderie of the brotherhood, sisterhood to say, hey, you slipped up here. Let's pray for it. Let's go here. I welcome that. So, yeah, that's me in a nutshell. Adam, you've known me for longer than my wife has. Is there anything I've left off of what I should mention about myself?
I don't think so, Dave. I think you did a good job talking about yourself.
I'm loud. You'll learn that in this podcast.
That is true. Yeah, that is one thing. Yeah.
When I marched in the band in Alabama, the girls who played clarinet with me, yes, I played clarinet. The girls who played clarinet with me had to fight over who had to sit next to me, because they had never sat next to a loud guy yelling in a football game.
So fight over who had to, in a way of, I get to sit next to Dave, or I sat next to him last week.
The latter.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh well. Hey,
yeah.
It was a football game. You don't change yourself when it comes to football, man. Come on.
See, here's the deal. I've always been told there are two versions of Dave. There's normal Dave, and then there's football Dave. Football Dave, you don't want to meet when Alabama loses.
Yeah. I would say there's almost like a normal Dave, football Dave, and then middle of that is sports Dave. It's kind of like football Dave, but not quite as passionate.
Yeah, I would guess football or sports Dave came out mostly with sideline warning. Wouldn't you agree with that?
Yeah, I would agree with that.
You might
Like Dave
catch-
watching a Braves game. That's
Yeah.
sports Dave. It's not quite football Dave, but it's sports Dave.
Definitely not Dave watching esports, because that's not sports Dave.
Well, that's not a sport anyway, according to Dave. So.
Topic for another time. All right, Adam, tell them about yourself.
Yeah, so Adam Russell, I am from the House of Mouse, St. Cloud, Florida. Like Dave
No, you're not
mentioned.
from the House of Mouse.
Well, I live in the area of the House of Mouse. How about that? And I am in technology right now. I've kind of followed a pretty interesting career path from industrial engineering by trade, which is what I went to Alabama for. Now I work in a somewhat typical IT role. It's a little bit outside of the norm, but
Did you turn it off, turn it back on?
I too. Did you try turning it off and on again? Yeah. I'm employed in Central Florida by a fairly large entertainment company that rhymes with Flisney. So I think it's pretty clear. Most of the people who live here work there anyway. So yeah, I've been with Disney for, it's actually been almost 16 years now. It's hard to believe.
Good grief.
And so thoroughly enjoy that and get a lot of good stuff that comes from my job. But family's first and foremost. I've got my wife Blair and my kids Aiden and Emma. Aiden is about to turn 10 in October, and Emma just turned 5 in April. So Emma loves anything dolls and dress up and that kind of typical stuff. But she also loves getting in with her partner in crime, her brother. And he actually is getting into swimming a lot now. He takes Taekwondo and has a varied interest in the stuff that he's interested in. And I think that's one of the reasons, again, this kind of show really relates to how we are and how our kids are. They like a lot of different stuff. But I like to read. I don't read a lot of fiction. Most of the stuff I read is like American history or science books, things like that. But I do collect coins. I love puzzles. The bigger the better. I just finished a 2,000 piece one the other day. That was a lot of fun. So you're either rolling your eyes or nodding your head with me right now when I say that's a lot of fun.
Both?
A little of both. At least it was a Star Wars puzzle.
There you go.
And so yeah, I like sports. Involved in our church, like Dave, we share a lot of the same beliefs. And just excited at the opportunity to bring our varied backgrounds to bear on a show that we hope resonates with a lot of people.
Yeah, and so a little background of why we call the show what we call it.
Yep.
So from pretty much the first day we hung out at Alabama, I can't believe I remember how you and I met. I mean, we're basically brothers.
Mm-hmm.
Georgia-Alabama women's basketball game. I first off, why did we go to a women's basketball game?
Because you could sit on the court.
That's true.
I mean, that's the main reason I used to go.
So we used to go, yeah. There was nobody that went there. I went with a friend of mine, and Adam was there with another friend of his, and we just hung out and talked a lot about why the Georgia coach was horrible because he was yelling obscenities at his girls. I remember you wrote an op-ed in the Crimson
I still have
White.
it. I have a
Do
copy
you really?
of it too. Mm-hmm.
That's crazy. And from then on, I mean, we were pretty much best friends. You lived on the 5th floor at Patey Hall in the engineering side, and I was the dummy that lived on the 4th floor. Although all of my friends were on the 5th floor engineering, and how Clarence and Willie were on the engineering dorm, I'll never know. But we always hung out up there and just, hung out and played around on the N64.
GoldenEye, man.
GoldenEye.
That's where it was at.
Kicked my butt in Blitz.
Yep.
Because I tried to play real football, and you played Blitz football.
Yeah, man.
So from somehow you'll learn on this podcast that Adam and I basically are brothers, even though we are not related. We are unrelated at birth, and that is part of what this podcast is about. Adam and I are unrelated at birth. The topics we're going to talk about on the show are unrelated. But at the end of the day, there's some way they're related. They're intertwined with each other, just because it's just a random stream of consciousness podcast that will. You're seeing a lot of these. I Am Geek is one of them. Big shout out to our buddies over there at I Am Geek, Ryan Street, Chris Street, and Chris Catron. Another one that you listen to, that you should listen to, is Free on Your Birthday with Logan Seculo and Bart Scott. Just stream of consciousness, buddies talking about stuff they love. Hopefully it's something that you like too. So another just random fun thing about how Adam and I are separated at birth. Last year, shockingly enough, for the first time, our kids met each other.
Yep.
And Emma and Ellie are basically the same kid.
It's true.
I mean,
the way they act, even when we FaceTime from time to time, they start off this, I want to show you this competition. It's like, let me show you my kitchen. Well, let me show you my kitchen.
Exactly.
I want to show you my stuffed animal. Look at this thing I've got. And they just get so excited about seeing each other's stuff and all of that. It's amazing. And Emma's birthday is also
my birthday.
Your birthday.
So
small world.
It is a small world. It's amazing to be able to do a podcast with my best friend, and our families get closer as we do this. Unfortunately, since Adam does live in Orlando and I live here in Alabama, we don't get to see each other a lot, hang out with each other a lot. But I go to Disney a lot, and Adam, we're trying to get him and his family to come up here to Huntsville.
Yep.
It's tough to get a family of 4 to go down there when you don't have any other help, and you don't have vacation days a lot. So we're going to find a way to hang out.
Can I share a funny? Let's start a little bit of the stream of consciousness, because I forgot to tell you the story. I think I don't know if I've told you. I know I haven't told our listeners, even on Sideline Warning. But used to go to women's basketball games at Alabama,
right,
and was part of Team Tide. I don't know if you remember that.
Yeah.
But we would actually almost like a cheering section for them, and we get to meet with them before the game, and we'd have dinners and luncheons and that kind of stuff with them, and the AD would come from time to time. It was just a neat way to interact with one of the programs on campus, and it's access you don't usually get to a sports program at Alabama, especially not with football and that type of stuff, Right. And so we used to do it all the time. So went there, used to sit down on the floor. The story where I almost got me and my parents kicked out of a game because of the referee is a story for a different time. That's not this one.
Okay.
But that still stands. You'll have to remind me about that one day to tell you. But so Aiden had this DVD, and it was Bama Baby, I think is what it's called. Actually, I think we still have it. If we do, I'll send it to you because Harper would love it.
Okay.
But it's called Bama Baby, and so it's like counting, and they count to 10, and then there's 2 footballs, and they show a basketball bouncing around. It's kind of that stuff you put on when you're just trying to entertain a kid, right?
Right.
So 2/3 of the way through this DVD, it cuts to a women's basketball game.
Oh my gosh.
With Big Al dancing on the court with 2 people. And it's me and I think it was Brett Blaylock. I don't know if you remember Brett.
Yeah, I remember Brett.
From Haiti. But on this random DVD that we had nothing to do with, that we bought at a store, I think we bought it off of RollTide.com, showed up, and me from like college days at a women's basketball game is on that thing, dancing with Big Al.
Do you remember if it was freshman year? Because if it was your freshman year, I wasn't there.
I don't think. Well, actually, if it was Brett, it might have been our freshman year. It was either one of the two. It was either freshman or sophomore year.
That's funny.
But yeah, just one of the most random things ever. I'll have to find that and take a snapshot of it and send it to you.
Yeah,
so
I'll have to see that. That's hilarious.
But yeah, it's just funny how things tie together. You end up with the basketball stuff you do with college some unrelated way. See, ties into you entertaining your kids when they grow up. But yeah.
So speaking of ways you entertain your kids, and we're doing this as episode 1. Mm-hmm. And Adam, I know how much you love the phrase episode 1.
Can we call it something different?
No, it has to be episode 1.
All right, as long as Duel of the Fates doesn't come on or anybody talks about no, you can't play it. It's copyrighted, Dave. It's heavily copyrighted. No.
Why?
Please, we don't need to go down the episode 1 path. The I Am Geek guys are already laughing at us. Dadgummit.
It's the best theme that John Williams has ever done.
Oh my gosh, Dave, really? Are we going to have an episode 1
Now, I will say this.
meeting right now.
I will say that. Episode 1 isn't a great episode.
No.
Duel of the Fates is the best thing that came out of that.
I can go along with that. Okay.
And I think...
and you need to stop playing it before we get... There we go.
30
I don't need a
seconds
cease and desist letter.
From your own company.
From my own company. But no, I will agree that Duel of the Fates is, I would almost say, the only good thing about episode 1. But I'd rather call this like a kickoff episode, or...
No, it's episode 1.
I don't want that bad juju, man.
Episode 1.
I'm that guy sitting on the quad with a cup of coffee that says episode 1 is the worst Star Wars movie, changed my mind. That's me.
Worst?
Worst.
I don't like sand.
Yeah, okay. Maybe 1 and 2 are tied then.
No.
Yeah.
2, 1.
I can't understand anything anybody says in episode 1. Because everybody has an accent. Everybody's so, like, weird, man.
218 is my bottom 3.
Is 8 on the bottom, or is 8 second from the bottom?
8 is second from the bottom.
Oh, I was about to say, we were about to really have it out if Last Jedi was on the very bottom.
Okay, so
anyway, I totally interrupted you. Please,
you totally did, because I did that on purpose. But anyway, I do want to get into something real quick. We did these out of sequence last night. If you follow us on Facebook on Unrelated at Birth, if you like us and follow us on Facebook, you'll see that I posted pictures of me and my daughter at a wrestling event. Wrestling is something that Ellie loves to watch and loves to go to with me. She likes to interact with some of the wrestlers. Her favorite is Alexa Bliss, who she calls Pink Hair, just because she has the pink tips on her
yep.
tips on her hair. And Bailey, who she calls Smiley Face because she smiles all the time. Cool, love the women's wrestling. They're actually good wrestlers now. They weren't great wrestlers in the 90s, but they've gotten into really, really good wrestling. Ellie loved Pink Hair just because of her pink hair. I've actually met Bailey, and because of that, Ellie loves Bailey and just loves following her career. So we went to this wrestling event last night, and we're sitting on the ramp, which is right there as they come down from the backstage, the ramp into the ring. And that's where you get to slap hands with the wrestlers, the good wrestlers. The bad ones kind of look at your hand and walk away. Face is the good wrestler, heel is the bad wrestler, just for Adam, who doesn't watch wrestling. So the faces come down, they interact with the kids and everything like that. Well, Bailey had won the match, and she was doing her face thing and going around. That she was the last match of the night, going around. And unfortunately, at the end, Ellie's wearing all Bailey gear and everything like that. Bailey was going on the opposite side of the ramp, opposite side, going back up the ramp. So she didn't see. Well, she saw Ellie at first,
yeah,
but she didn't see Ellie going back up the ramp and where she can get pictures with everybody. So because this was the end of the night, everybody around us was, oh, look at this little girl with her daddy. She's having a great time. Oh, she must love Bailey. And every time Bailey would get up on the ramp, Ellie would do something fun. Her face would light up and she would get excited, kind of like I do at Alabama football games.
Yeah.
But so at the end, when they see that Bailey is not going to get over to Ellie, everybody in my section within 3-4 rows starts yelling, Bailey, 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 and pointing at Ellie, saying, please come down and see her. Bailey's holding up her title and acting like she's about to go to the back. Then you see her look, and she runs down and says, everybody's pointing at you. You must be important, and gives Ellie this huge hug. And just... this probably 30-second interaction with her puts her arm around her. She didn't do that with any of the other people around the ring or the ramp or anything like that, and just spends, it's 30 seconds, but to Ellie, that was a lifetime. Yeah. I mean, she saw her make a special reason to run down just to see Ellie.
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, as a father, Bailey, she's a cool person, but as a character, wasn't a huge fan. But as a father, Bailey, the character, will always have a fan in me now, just because of what she did for Ellie.
That's awesome, man.
She didn't have to do that.
Yeah.
But that was all. I'll send you the video. I probably can't post this on Facebook, but I'll send you the video, Adam, where you see her running down and talking to Ellie.
That's
that
cool.
all the people around me, because I couldn't take pictures. I had to hold Ellie up because because of the ring or the barricade, she couldn't see over the barricade.
Yeah.
All the other people were around me were taking pictures of it and sending, or texting me the picture. And it's really cool. The camaraderie of that is why I like wrestling too. I mean, you make friends, and I know that you quote unquote poo poo it, but people say that baseball is better live. People have told me that soccer is better live. I'm not a soccer fan.
It is better. Anything is better live.
Right. I think that if you went to a wrestling event with me, you would probably see why I'm hooked.
Okay.
So
we'll have to do it. We'll have to have an audience challenge of maybe a certain number of likes or retweets or something, and we'll get me out to one if they get the goal. We'll figure something out.
I mean, you're down there in Orlando, which is where the Performance Center is there for WWE. You're there with NXT. That's the best wrestling right now. AEW starts in a couple of weeks, so I probably won't say best wrestling then. But anyway, we're getting off another path. So
it's those moments, man. There was a time where Aiden and Emma went to a water park for a day.
Yeah,
I mean Aiden and Blair went to a water park for a day. So me and Emma went to Universal, and it was just normal stuff. I mean, we went to ride ET, and she was 4 at the time, so we couldn't do anything. I will be right here.
Yeah,
and so we didn't do anything major, but there was no line for the wand thing, the wand selection, in Ollivanders on the IOA side of Harry Potter.
Wait, there's an Ollivanders in both of them?
Don't think so. You're right. Well, you can actually. I think there might be. I don't know that for a fact. I'm trying to remember. I know you can buy wands on either side, but the selection might only be on the one side. And our audience is screaming right now, no, there's not, or yes, there is. Whatever the right answer is, they're letting us know. We just can't hear them.
I just got reprimanded about a Harry Potter thing earlier today.
That is true, but that was a factual inaccuracy, so we can't tolerate those.
You'll hear in a minute why I goofed up.
What's that?
You'll hear in a minute why I goofed up.
All right. So we went in. There was no line, and there were like 2 people in front of us. We went in, and they selected one of those. There were maybe 5 other people. They selected one of those 5 to go in, and they did the whole thing and all of that. And so as we're leaving, the guy who's doing the show starts talking to Emma. Just strikes up a conversation with her, and tells the person who's letting people out into the shop, "You go ahead, close the door." And he does the whole show again with just me and just Emma in the room by ourselves.
Wow.
It was the coolest thing ever. It really was. And I have video of it because he had her do something and then some boxes fell. And then he had her say Wingardium Leviosa, and they went back up. And so now she still believes to this day that if she points that wand at something, it'll fix itself if you say the right thing. It's so funny.
So does she just never say the right thing? Is that how
No. Well, it was funny because for other reasons that you're aware of, I asked her the other day. I said, if you point this wand at something, would it really do it? And at first she was like, yeah, like at the thing. And I said, but here at home. And she's like, oh, no, it just works there. So she gets it, But I think in that world, I think that it's totally sold her that when she takes it there, that's her wand, that kind of thing. So it's really cool. That was a good experience. So I want you to explain why, Dave. You said you were going to explain. Why did you say Patronum not Patronus?
Because I'm new to Harry Potter, the Harry Potter fandom.
Oh, you're new. Okay.
Because, look. So what year was that me and Amanda came down and met you and Blair at Universal? I guess that was, Ellie was born, so 2004,
no,
15?
13?
No,
yeah, she was 15 or 16. It was somewhere in there.
Yeah, okay, so Harry Potter World was there. Amanda and I have never watched Harry Potter, but we went there.
And I believe you had a post that said you never would.
I did.
Okay.
I did, right. And that was 2011 when I said that. And Harry Potter World is, I'm a Disney guy. I'm Disney through and through. So you go to Universal and you kind of have it's Universal feelings. It's a glorified Six Flags.
What?
Which
Dave, come on now.
It can be. I mean, if you want to ride a screen ride, go to Universal. I mean, am I wrong?
I can't argue with you there.
Okay. If you want to ride a ride that doesn't work, go to IOA. So we go, and I go to Harry Potter World thinking, it's Universal. But you walk through the little bricks, and it's a whole new city. And Adam recently told me why it's different than the rest of Universal. Can I say on air why? Of why they have it, why Harry Potter Land is so much better than the rest of the park?
Why is that?
Of who came over to the Universal
Oh,
side?
no, yeah. They just had fresh talent come in from a creative standpoint.
So Amanda and I was like, okay, we need to see these movies. And we never really had a chance until, I'd say probably the last month. We sat down and watched all of them. Harry Potter, I can see why it's an amazingly done series. I haven't read the books yet, so I can't say I'm a true fan yet. I have a flight to Orlando in September where I'm doing Halloween Horror Nights with Adam.
Yep.
And Ryan Street is probably going to hang out with us on Sunday.
Cool.
So,
Okay.
And my buddy Kerry said he might come down that weekend too.
Nice.
So if that happens, you'll find me at the Ghostbuster house. That's all I'll be doing. I know there's 9 other houses. I don't care. I will do the Ghostbuster house for 2 straight days. But anyway, so we Harry Potter is one of those things that I'm just getting used to and into. You have to be proud of me though, that I found that the Patronum spell, whatever you want to say, isn't just to ward off Dementors. It's a joy spell. And that's why I said that post like I did.
No,
Harry Potter will cast a joy spell.
I am. It's a good example of something that our audience has to get used to, though, is that when Dave is wrong, it is a moment to be celebrated.
I mean, okay, so
I couldn't let it go, and especially when someone else had already piled on about if it's Patronum or Patronus when you're talking about the actual spell, then...
Okay.
Well,
let's also say I was that haughty when it comes to sports knowledge.
That is true.
Because Adam, is there anybody that you know? I mean, I know of one, but I don't think you know James. Is there anybody that you know that can probably out sports trivia me? Without studying.
Without studying? Off the no.
Okay. If I could just have passed school with just my sports knowledge, I would have had the 4.12 GPA that you had when you graduated at Alabama.
That's actually an accurate number.
What? Oh, was it really 4.12?
Well, we were on the plus-minus system, right?
Yeah.
So pluses counted more.
Did you really have a 4.12?
I don't know. Now I have to go find out.
Yeah, you did.
I got to go get my transcript and find out now.
Yeah, you do. I kind of want to know how.
But I get it. We love to pick on you, Dave, and hopefully our audience will take advantage of those opportunities as well. It seems like we're off to a good start.
I'm sure they will. So let's go into my thoughts on Harry Potter. I guess this is a good place as any to start. Sure. Like anybody else, I wanted to see what house I was supposed to be in after the first Harry Potter I watched, and I wanted Slytherin. I'm not going to lie. I wanted Slytherin because you'll also find out that in life, I kind of like the bad guy.
The heel.
The heel. I mean, my favorite character of all time is Undertaker. He usually played a heel. My favorite faction of all time for wrestling is NWO. They're definitely heel. I mean, my favorite NASCAR driver was Dale Earnhardt. So Dale Earnhardt would probably be a Slytherin if he was in the Harry Potter world.
I love that conversation we had the other day weaved its way back into the first episode of what Hogwarts house would Dale Earnhardt be sorted into. That is exactly what this show is about.
I mean,
all of our passions melding together.
Would I be wrong? I mean,
okay. So Dale would definitely be a Slytherin. So
Yeah.
what house would Jeff Gordon be sorted into? Say it. Go ahead and say it because of how this story ends.
Probably Hufflepuff.
Now, why is that significant, Dave?
Because Hufflepuff is the house I got.
I love it. You're a loyal badger, Dave. You are a loyal
am.
badger.
I mean, come on. But also it says Hufflepuff is patient. I'm not patient.
Maybe your natural tendency is to be that way and you're fighting who you really are.
No, there's no patient bone about me.
You know, it's like Dumbledore says, one day we all have to face the choice between what is right and what is easy. Maybe being patient just isn't easy, but it's what you should do.
It's what we should all do. So, Adam is a Ravenclaw because he's a learned bookworm.
Yep.
My wife is Slytherin.
Really?
Yeah, she is. So
we're in good company with Hufflepuff. Blair's a Hufflepuff.
Yeah, between the four of us, we have every house except Gryffindor.
Yeah.
Every house
because
except
Gryffindor is what everybody wants, man. I want to be in the house that Harry was in. That's boring.
What is the actual description for Gryffindor?
Oh, I'm sure it's like bravery and courage. All right, hang on. I shall go on mute while I type.
No, the 1980s computer has to come out at some point in time. Unmute yourself. Hey. Mommy. Lewis.
All right,
Lewis.
Let's see. Courage, bravery, and determination.
Yeah, that could be me.
It could be, but you weren't sorted there, so.
Determination. Well, but
okay, Dave, look. If you're not happy with it, we had this conversation too. You can choose where you want to go if you don't like what the sorting hat would automatically say.
I might as well be Hufflepuff. I mean, that's pretty much.
I mean, if you're going to give up on it and be happy with Hufflepuff, just be happy with who you are.
All right.
But if you want something else, then pick it.
All right. So the other thing,
we're in the same house as Jeff Gordon. Oh, anyway. I'm sorry, Dave.
Who would a Ravenclaw NASCAR driver be?
Oh, Carl Edwards.
Yeah,
I don't know. Somebody like that. You know what I mean?
Not Kyle Busch. Kyle Busch.
Who was the dude that was in industrial engineering at Purdue? He used to drive the 31 car. Ryan Newman.
Yeah.
There you go.
He drove the cat car.
The cat car.
One other thing, Adam and I are big old school NASCAR fans. I can't say that I've watched a NASCAR race this year.
I haven't. I hate to say it.
Once Junior retired, I really had no desire to watch racing anymore. And Adam's
I mean, it's one of those things to me that's really fun live.
Yeah.
But I don't really have a driver that I'm behind, so watching it on TV is kind of, I don't know.
Yeah.
Meh.
So I'm going to go into saying this, and I think after our conversation, you're probably going to disagree with me, but let's preface this with I have not yet read the Potter books.
Mm-hmm.
So I probably am going off the rails. I've watched all 8 Potter movies, and so far, both Fantastic Beasts movies. And I think probably my least favorite Potter movie right now is Half-Blooded Prince.
Why is that?
Because it seemed to me that Half-Blooded Prince was very rushed. We know that the book is bad. We know that Harry shouldn't have this book of all these spells and everything, and that Ginny makes him get rid of it because of what it's doing to Harry. But we don't know any backstory of the book. We really just know that Snape is the Half-Blood Prince. We don't know really why he's called that. Later, we find out he just says, "Oh yeah, because my dad was or my mom was a Muggle, blah 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 blah." But we don't really find any backstory in that. Snape just all of a sudden, boom, here I'm bad, or you think he's bad, and we find out in the first book that Snape is actually helping Harry.
Mm-hmm.
But then he all of a sudden, boom, I'm bad. I'm back to being a Death Eater. And I don't know. It just seems like the movie, even though it was a 2.5-hour movie, they sped through the whole book or the whole storyline.
Well, that was probably the second densest book content-wise compared to the Deathly Hallows, anyway.
Well, it was the second to last book.
No. But I'm just saying that the Deathly Hallows was split into 2 parts,
right?
Both because of the story and because of money. But they could have almost done the same with Half-Blood Prince. I think there was enough there, but I don't think they wanted to do that. I don't think that was the phase to do that. I think Half-Blood Prince, just the whole introduction of Horcruxes, and it sets off that final chapter, I think, really well. The movie being rushed, yeah. I mean, there probably, and I think in any Potter movie, there probably are things that are glossed over a little bit because it almost feels like when you read the books, there's not anything in those books, or very little, I should say, because I'm sure somebody could point something out. But there's very little in those books that is not thought through already by J.K. when she wrote it.
Right.
You know, it all had a purpose, it all had a plan. You can see it all start to come full circle. But I think I think it's almost Empire Strikes Back-ish in a way.
Are you saying that you don't like Empire?
No. I don't have a problem with the Half-Blood Prince. I don't think it's the worst Potter movie at all. And when you say worst Potter movie, you're talking about the original 8. You're not talking
Right.
Fantastic Beasts, yeah.
Oh,
I don't think
Fantastic
it's...
Beasts, the first one was so slow.
Yeah, it was a little slow. I don't know. I think with Half-Blood Prince, I think the way it's set up the last one, once you know what's going to happen, I think you go back and watch it, you appreciate it a lot more.
Well, I kind of knew what was going to happen the entire time.
Tell everybody why.
I'm that guy.
How far did you make it? Did you make it to Order of the Phoenix?
I made it to Order.
Yeah, and then you had to do what?
And then I read Wikipedia for...
Actively searched.
Yes, I actively searched. I'm that guy.
For spoilers. That's so
I don't
funny.
mind being spoiled. I don't. I'd like to kind of know what's coming up. Like, so other background story. This is where this show is going to go. I mean, we're tangent people. This is how Adam and I talk on text every day back and forth. We go off on tangents and we're like, wait, what were we talking about? But so Adam and I went to Halloween Horror Nights for the first time last year. And we're both hooked, by the way, now. We have a guys' weekend where that's what we do. Although Blair's coming, right? Saturday night?
Oh, yeah, she's coming Saturday night.
Okay, good.
Yep.
Because of who I am, and I was a little baby, scared to be scared, terrified to be scared at Halloween Horror Nights, I watched walkthroughs of all 10 houses and listened to Logan Seculo and Bart Scott doing their walkthroughs on Scare Zone podcast.
Yep.
So, and I texted with Logan the entire time. Am I going to be scared here? What house is the best? What houses should I watch out for? But because of that, walking through the house, I made Adam go in front of me, and somebody was about to jump out and say, "Hey, Adam, there's a scare around this corner."
Yeah, it took probably a couple of houses before I think we had an agreement that maybe it shouldn't. But yeah, there's this little voice behind me. Here it comes. There's one around the corner. Oh, look over here. Here it comes. I'm like, you're going to walk in front now. You're walking in front now.
Well, even the fact that I'm so tall, I can actually see around the corner, or I can see the people in front of me getting scared. I'm like, hey, here it comes.
Yep.
So,
Yep.
I mean...
So, but you have to admit, being spoiled, it sometimes can prepare you, but it's not always good because it kept you out of Patient Zero.
It did.
Which ended up being one of my favorite houses last year at Halloween Horror Nights. So,
we have a pact, no matter what, we're going through all 10 houses this year.
Yes.
But Ghostbusters pretty much every time.
Oh yeah, that's not even a question.
I mean,
hopefully with how Universal does the Stay and Scream.
Oh, dude.
Hopefully that's one of them. Because last year when Blair and I did Stay and Scream, we ate at Finnegan's Finnegan's. Yeah,
Finnegan's.
We ate at Finnegan's and waited outside for half an hour. They dropped the gate and we went straight into Poltergeist and then straight into Stranger Things, and got the two big ones out of the way. And it hadn't even been 20 minutes yet. So it's good and bad because when you and I did Poltergeist, I think it was middle of the night, like middle of the evening, right?
Yeah.
We
got to talk to people in the crowd and
it was great. But when we went through Poltergeist, they didn't have every single effect set up yet.
Right.
And so there were parts, especially at the beginning, where you're walking underground and you're walking amongst the graves, where nothing was jumping out at you.
Oh, there have been things jumping out there?
Oh yeah, there were corpses in the graves that would jump out at you, and so there were probably 2 or 3 of those that weren't there yet.
Yeah,
because we started so early. So it's a good and bad.
Yeah,
but it's totally worth it.
Dude, I am so stoked. For those who want, do we want to give out when we're going, or do we kind of want to keep that secret?
No, we can. I don't know why. I mean,
all right.
If people want to show up and join us, why not?
Yeah, why not? September 21st and 22nd, Saturday and Sunday, we will be at Halloween Horror Nights. I mean, why not? Come join us. Come hang out with the Unrelated Birth crew. I think I Am Geeks. I think we said this earlier. Ryan Street will probably be there. My buddy Carrie said he might be coming down with us.
It'll be Podcastapalooza.
Why not? I mean, I think we're going to try to find a way. I don't know how we're going to do this yet, but we're going to try to find a way to record some stuff with at least the two of us walking through the houses and kind of being quote unquote scared.
Yeah, I mean, we'll definitely go live on Facebook a couple of times. And what I want to do, I actually want to get a frequent fear pass for at least September, like whatever the September offering of it is. And I'd like to go.
Those, by the way. Oh
yeah, we do. Okay, we'll talk after.
Yeah.
But
post-production.
Yeah, there you go. We'll do it in post-prod. So the I want to actually get those tickets, go several times, and then record on here. One time talking about the food, one time talking about, and not do anything that anybody else does with HHN, because I know Logan covers it on Scare Zone and stuff like that. But at least want to provide some insight into what we're seeing when we go out there, because I'll probably go 5 or 6 times throughout the month. So
I hate you.
Thank you.
I want to go. So
Haters gonna hate.
Haters gonna hate, and potatoes gonna potato. Wait, that's not the words.
Potatoes gonna potato. Wow, that's awesome.
Yeah. So I don't know. I mean, what else are we gonna talk about? I mean, we've done pretty much everything here. What? Oh, hey, the
There's
grandpa
my clock.
Is
We
it
are
actually-
on the hour. And welcome back to Unrelated Birth. It's the top of the hour.
Wow.
There you go.
So I mean, yeah, I guess this is as good a time of any to say. First off, we have to say thank you to Dylan Spears.
Yeah.
That amazing song that you heard, Dylan Spears. So if you are familiar with AEW, the Young Bucks, you've watched their YouTube show, Being the Elite. One of their theme songs, Dylan actually helped write. Dylan did that. If you watch the AEW Fight for the Fallen, or not Fight for the Fallen, Fighter Fest, Dylan made Kenny Omega and the Young Bucks entrance music. He made Kenny Omega's entrance music for Wrestle Kingdom, I believe. So Dylan's known in the wrestling world. If you watch Dojo Pro, which is something that Logan, Seculo, and Dylan did, Dylan made all the entrance themes for the Dojo Pro people. And Dylan made all the themes for Logan's podcast, the old BLT, the old Free on Your Birthday, Scare Zone. He did WDW Today. He did the Podcasks theme music, not podcast theme music. So the fact that we got Dylan Spears to make our theme, I mean, Dylan's a friend of mine, but still, that makes me feel like we're legit.
Well, and it's us, too. I mean, it's us in song form.
It really is.
It's kind of funny and quirky, but the 90s country is us. And just the fact that we got a Star Wars reference in Midichlorians written in lyrics to a song that sounds like George Strait, I mean, that sums us up.
Would you say George Strait, or would you say that's Brad Paisley?
Oh, well, yeah, Brad Paisley, yeah. It's like the, not jokey song, but it's kind of tongue-in-cheek.
I'd say it's more Brad
humor.
Paisley with the
Yeah, I
sound.
would say Brad Paisley, yeah. I mean, that.
Okay, yeah, because George Strait's more, check yes or no, and
what else? And there was an and there. Is there anything else?
Well, the chair. There's
Fireman. That's my favorite.
Out of the blue clear sky, and
yeah.
And by the way, this brought up something. So, what Super Bowl was it that you and I thought the George Strait it was the one in Texas.
Oh, yeah.
We were doing, just for a good, 2 hours on Facebook afterwards, we were writing stuff back and forth that just with a George Strait song.
Yes.
How we did it for 2 hours.
Well, he's got a huge catalog, so that always helps.
Right.
But we have that knowledge, Dave. We may not have knowledge about a great many things of that detail, but we have it there.
Very true. Very true. One thing you'll also learn, we have a hatred for modern country, or what they call country. Florida Georgia Line, Luke Bryan, just go.
Chris Stapleton.
Shut up.
What?
Chris Stapleton is.
Who do you think wrote Luke Bryan songs?
The music Chris Stapleton wrote is good music.
Which Luke Bryan song did Chris Stapleton write, Dave?
I don't know yet, but we're
all right. Hang on. You want to hear the computer here?
That's the 1980s
Luke Bryan. Computer, tell me
I can't do that.
Drink a beer.
That's a good one.
Oh, dude.
I'm gonna sit right here on the edge of this pier and watch the sunset disappear. And drink
Hey
a
Siri,
beer.
or hey Alexa, how many words rhyme with beer? Thank you. Now I can write a song and be just as good as Chris Stapleton.
Come on.
The dude wants
Okay.
to be the next Travis Tritt. Hey, here's a hint. If you have a great voice and you want to write Luke Bryan songs, just stick with it. You don't have to pretend to be, quote, old country, okay?
He is. Listen,
No,
Tennessee
he is
whiskey.
not.
Tennessee
How about
whiskey?
Them Stems? When did anybody in old country sing a song that it's time to go see their dealer again, Dave?
Willie
Nelson
Nelson
is not. Willie Nelson is an abomination, dude. I guarantee you, half the people that are listening right now, all 6 of them, they have no idea. Name 2 Willie Nelson songs. If they can comment on Facebook 2 Willie Nelson songs without Googling it,
Crazy
I would
on the
be
road
shocked.
again.
Okay, there's 2. Name
You
more
said-
than 2. Name more than 2. Boom.
Georgia. He sang Georgia.
Yeah, but that's not his song. Crazy wasn't his song either.
Yes, it is. He wrote it.
Yeah, but that wasn't his to... I mean, he wrote it. Okay. I mean, we're saying the same thing about Chris Stapleton. That's Patsy Cline, dude. You don't get to re-sing a song somebody else made famous, whether you
He
wrote it or
wrote
not.
it!
And then, but that's not his song. He's not known for that.
Oh, episode 1, the final chapter.
Man. But seriously, dude, anybody out there that has a song that specifically uses the words, "It's time for me to go see my dealer."
Okay,
It's
what about Toby?
ridiculous.
Do you hate Toby Keith too?
Yeah, oh my God, dude. You want to talk about jokey songs. It was like Toby Keith couldn't sing about anything serious anymore. He sang that song about pulling up in his truck, and he pulled up in the drive, and he had to turn around because his
That
family
sounds
was there and he wanted to see
great
him.
song.
That was the last one.
Are you?
Because
No.
after that, it was Red Solo Cups and
No.
America and all this bullcrap.
Okay,
man.
he changed probably in 2001 because he had the what was the one? Now I'm going to have to look up on my phone because I'm a huge Toby Keith fan. Oh, dude, yeah, come on. I was about to end the show, but now we're going.
My apologies, everybody.
Yeah, come on. Let me find that album. Great radio here. Great radio. About said something else. Why did you go on mute?
Because I'm looking too.
Okay.
So what's the last good song you had? Let's see. I mean, okay, the one that started it was "How Do You Like Me Now?"
Okay. If a
That
man
one had-
answers, should
that
have been
one
a
had-
cowboy, dream walking.
But no, that was
talking.
when were those? When did those come
She's
out? When did those come out?
98.
Exactly. 1999 had "You Shouldn't Kiss Me Like This," good song. But then "How Do You Like Me Now" led to "I Want to Talk About Me," and from there it was over.
You ain't much fun since I quit drinking. That was a good
That
one.
no, that was pre-99, dude.
Does that blue moon
That was on
ever shine
Boomtown.
on you? I mean, come
Those are all pre-99. I'm talking post-99 Toby Keith.
Get You Some. That was a great song.
Oh, come on.
Ooh,
Oh.
Adam, I remember, okay, in your little red Dakota.
Dude,
you
yes,
and
I was
sang
20
that
years
song.
old. We're talking right now. 2 grown men almost in their 40s. That song is ridiculous. It's ridiculous.
Who's Your Daddy? That's an awesome song.
Oh.
Who's your daddy? Who's your baby? Who's your buddy? Who's your man?
I'm
Who's the-
so
I like-
sorry. My apologies to our audience. This was not the first impression I wanted to leave. That we condone Toby Keith but won't condone popular country music
No,
because
I
they
will
are
say
one and the
this.
same thing.
I will say this. This song
Yes.
is horrible. Just wait.
What
this is
in
one of
the
my-
world? No, what? Just tell me what it is.
She's a hottie.
Oh, yeah, man. No, come on, dude. He has to stop.
That was bad. That was actually one of my
Because at
ringtones
least,
for a
you know,
while,
Brad
unfortunately.
Paisley does that too. A lot of Brad Paisley songs are like Online and Riverbank and songs like that. But then he throws in a song like Today in there. And
Yeah.
totally like gives you something that you can hang like your old country hat on, like Old Alabama and stuff like that. Toby
dude, I
Keith
love
was
that
nothing
song.
but was like a popular Cletus T. Judd. Post 99.
Yeah, I could say that. I'll give
So there you go.
I'd say post 2001 because
Okay,
2001
I'll give you
is,
that 2 or 3 year difference. Fine.
Yeah, 2001's when he went to all we'll put a boot in your ass because it's the American way type guy. Oh come on! Don't roll your eyes. You loved that song.
Everybody wrote a song like that right after 9/11.
Oh, the worst one, Daryl
What's that?
Worley. Have you forgotten?
What? Are you serious, dude?
About our Pentagon.
Wow! Oh my gosh, dude. We're gonna have to finish this argument in post prod, or else we're gonna go for 2 hours. Man.
I've actually met Daryl Worley. He's a cool guy.
Yeah, I remember he came to your work or something crazy.
One
like
of my
that,
old
didn't he?
works.
Yeah.
He came to SES, and I actually had a conversation with him about this very topic.
Really?
Yeah, he said, give country music some time because if you listen to the newer guys, and this is 2 years ago, Chris Allen wasn't around. Who's the other guy? Chris Young wasn't around. There was
man.
Yeah, even he. Who's the big Luke Combs? Luke Combs had just had his. No, Adam. If you listen to his stuff,
I'll give him a chance. All right.
give him a chance because it's not pop. What I'm considering new country and old country, it's the poppy crap.
So, how about this? To wrap this topic up with a nice, neat bow, can you and I at least agree that the best country song released in the last 5 years
Okay.
was the one that they heard at the beginning of this podcast and what they're about to hear again in a second?
I'll agree with that.
Okay, there you go.
Maybe.
Maybe,
I'll agree with that.
Maybe our theme song's not the best. No, come on. It is by far.
I'm a big ZBB fan and Eric Young fan. Or Eric Church fan. Eric Young's a wrestler.
But nothing they can do is better than our own theme song.
That's
eh?
true. Dylan Spears is the man.
I mean, come on.
And Dylan Spears. If you want to know Dylan's wrestling name, his nickname is Dylan Spears Spilling Beers. Sounds like a Chris Stapleton line, doesn't it?
Oh my gosh. That's too funny.
All right, Adam. Since we've done these episodes out of order, do we talk about our Twitter handle that's already there?
Yeah, sure.
All right, go
They
ahead.
don't have
Adam.
to know when we recorded what. It's all good. So our Twitter handle, because it is unbelievably hard to find a
gosh.
Twitter handle
Yeah,
that
it
hasn't
is.
been taken with the words related, unrelated, brothers, family, any of that. It's all taken. I mean, Twitter's
Yeah.
been around for long enough now. So we ended up with @NotRelatedBros.
Not related.
Not
bros.
related bros.
And you've got the password and logins and all that for that, right? Because I have.
Yeah, well, I'm not going to share them here, but yes.
No, don't get the logins, but tell me that we're there.
Yes.
I haven't created an Instagram yet, but that will be done. By the time you are listening to this show, that will be done. Instagram will be there.
The Instas.
The Instas. Whoa, we just got Adam, you're popular.
Why?
Well, your phone just went bzzz.
Yeah, I got an email that I logged into Twitter. I wanted to make sure I had the right password.
I thought you were texting somebody.
No.
Okay. But anyway, if you want to get a hold of us on Twitter, I'm at DAdams419. He is at RunTideRun. Be sure that you will go on Facebook and search for the Unrelated at Birth Facebook group or something like that, because there will be one by the time you're listening to this podcast. Also, be sure to like, share, and subscribe to this show in iTunes. Like it and share it on Facebook. We are trying to get a more of a well-rounded audience than we had for Sideline Morning. And like we said at the beginning of the show, I think that this is the platform to do it, because if you like something, we're going to talk about it.
Yep.
Pretty much. I mean, we're probably not going to talk about cooking.
Don't put it past me, dude.
That is very true. Funny anecdote. So, my mom is a nurse. She has her doctorate in nursing, labor and delivery nursing. She saw the name of the show and said, "Oh, you're going to be talking about birth? Can I come on the show? Because that's my topic." I said, Mom, no. No. I mean, you can talk about your doula-ship. You can talk about midwives, but we talk about
Your what? You can talk about your what?
Doula.
Doula what?
Doula-ship.
Oh, doula ship. Oh,
Yes.
okay.
Ship.
Whew, okay.
Yeah, no.
Get your plosive in on that one, Dave. Thank you. You
can
know what?
talk about-
I say episode 100. If we make it to 100, we'll have all the things you ever wanted to know about birth and a baby spectacular. How about
There
that?
you go. There you go. Mom could be episode 100. I told her you can do that. You can talk about midwives, but we're going to talk mid-echlorians. See what I did
And
there?
our wives. Oh, yeah, baby.
Hey, see what I did there? All right, guys. Episode 3, we're going to tell you about our phone number.
Yeah, so listen all the way through.
The Unrelated at Birth line.
Yep.
We're still working on the title.
We'll end up getting questions like, yes, I have a question. My water breaks. Should I immediately head to the hospital? Doggone it, Mom. Somebody needs you.
That's basically what it'll be. All right, guys. We haven't figured out a way to end this show yet. So, guys, we love you. We'll see y'all next time. Talk to y'all later. Stick around.
Bye.
Bye, guys.